Then you supply him with all his food, then you will realize.
Because I don't know when it starts.
It's starting at 8.
Yeah, I know, but I need to know. No, it's starting in about 10 minutes or something. Hold on. People think that might just be rubbish.
Stay there.
Lovely for the actors to come in a little bit. You've got chairs as well.
I'm going to take these from
When they can stand. You're going to see something very special tonight, and I want to tell you what it is. It is, you're going to see the exercise of the imagination. And you're going to see a lot of young children or young people exercising their imaginations. Now, how many young people do you see doing that nowadays? That is the most wonderfully awe-inspiring feeling that I have had as I've watched them. And they are learning something tonight that they will never lose. We live with the past here. My son is reliving the past daily, as the play will show you. And it's a wonderful thing for these youngsters. And I think the people who've made it possible, the Wimborne Community Theatre, are heroes, because they're doing something very, very valuable for our young people in this area. I hope you enjoy it. A copy of the book on which some of the stories are based, written by the son of the last miller, is available.
Special price.
Special price. I was told I should have put only £10, but it is £10, and if you'd like a copy at the end, I know that you will enjoy reading it. And he was a very gifted illustrator, and he did his own drawings. And it's all about this part of Wimborne and district. Well, do enjoy yourselves, and thank you very much for coming.
Okay, good evening everybody. I'm Tony Horrocks, and I'd like to welcome you here as well. And I'd like to start by thanking Colin and Christina and their family for allowing us to turn their lovely garden into a theatre. And it is a very beautiful theatre and a very special place, and we've come very at home here, and they've been more than hospitable, so thank you very much for that. Just a couple of things, in fact there's an extra thing I've got to say tonight. First of all, if you've got a mobile phone, please would you turn it off. Obviously we will have a few unexpected and unwanted interruptions, like we had a cavalcade of motorbikes and a helicopter this afternoon. We'll ask you to suspend your disbelief when that happens, but we can't do much about it, unfortunately. The other thing is, you will have an evaluation form there with your programme, and it is really helpful for us to have feedback from audiences. But I have to tell you, we've discovered you've got the wrong one. You have got the actors' evaluation form. Now, we hope that you will feel that you are part of the play tonight, so you may feel you can answer it like that. But failing that, please just give us any feedback, or if you just want to write anything on it at all that you think, that would be absolutely lovely. So thank you for that. Now, if you've been to one of our performances before, you will know that it's a promenade performance. You may not know what promenade means exactly, other than the sort of proms in London, but it isn't just that you stand, because you are allowed to sit down from time to time. It's that we move around to see different scenes in different places, and there'll be a scene down there, and a scene over there, and a scene outside the mill. And there is one part, a very important part, in fact it happens twice, when we'll ask you to go through the mill, and it will give you the chance to see the mill, but also it's kind of like, well, it's a mixture of performance and art exhibition, I guess you could say. So but there will be a bit of a queue going through it, and there are a little bit uppity and downy bits. So if we could ask you to just be patient and enjoy the beautiful evening that we have got. I hope I haven't forgotten anything else. I don't think so. So without further ado, we hope you enjoy our production, Grist to the Mill. Thank you very much.
Gemma, hi. No, it is so boring. Well, yeah. How about you? Really? Amazing. Yeah.
Daisy, Daisy!
You did what? That is so cool.
Daisy, Daisy!
What?
Come and play!
I'm revising for my exams.
So, why are you on your mobile?
Go away, Rose.
But I am bored. I want you to come and play with me.
Go and talk to Gran.
She's busy too. Giving another talk about the mill.
Just a second, Gemma. Well, why don't you go and listen to it then?
I don't want to. I've heard it about a squillion times. Boring. Just float about dusty names of bits of machines. Please come and play.
No. Gemma? Gemma? Gemma, are you there? Damn!
Daisy, you better not let Gran hear you talk like that.
Just leave me in peace, Rose.
Do you think Mum and Dad are in Australia yet?
Yeah, lucky devils. Why did I have to end up here stuck with you and Gran? Rose, come back. I didn't mean it. Sorry.
Please will you play with me, Daisy?
I've got to do this history. A lot of learning about what people did.
In the old days?
Yes, stuff like that.
I wonder what it would be like to live in the old days. Sometimes, just sometimes, this old place makes me imagine all sorts of things.
I'm a little too old for kids' stuff like that. But I remember when I used to come here, ages ago, for holidays, before you were born. I used to...
What?
Oh, it's silly, really.
Oh, go on, please.
Well, it's just... I can't believe I'm telling you this. If you ever tell any of my friends, I will kill you, yeah?
You can trust me, Daisy.
Gran used to tell me stories.
Did she?
And I sort of imagined, like, I used to meet the little boy who used to live here. Joyce was his name.
That's a bit of a funny name for a boy.
That was his surname, silly. Harry was his first name. Harry Joyce. And we played games in the trees and...
And what?
I've got to get on with my revision.
Oh, Daisy, you're such a spoil sport. What did you play with Harry Joyce?
Rose, I've got to get on!
Just one more thing.
Rose, you're getting very irritating.
What does transported mean exactly?
Transported?
Yeah,
Why?
just wondered.
It means taken away to another place. Actually, I rather wish you'd be transported.
But why is it written up on the bridge there? About people damaging it?
Have you been on the bridge?
No.
It's dangerous up there, what with all the traffic. Gran told you not to.
Well, you never played me anyway. I didn't say been there. I just wondered what the sign means. Gran told me about it, actually. I'm not a baby, you know. I do know about road safety, so there.
You ought to be careful. The wind will change and you'll get stuck like that.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
Prove it.
Girls! What on earth is all this arguing? You just go on and on and on. What would your mother and father say?
I only asked about the bridge. About what can happen if...
How am I supposed to get my work done with non-stop interruptions? I'm going inside to see if I can get through to Mum and Dad. Just stay away from the bridge, Rose, or else.
Daisy.
Granny,
Yes, dear.
why is that bridge so precious that if I damaged
Well,
it...
where would we be, dear, without bridges? They get us from A to B, from here to there, from then to now, and now to when? Does that answer your question, dear?
I'm not sure it does.
Well, once upon a time, to damage a bridge was a great sin, a felony, no less. And to take a chunk from that bridge over there would get you transported good and proper to another world.
I wouldn't want to hurt a bridge, but I'd very much like to go into another world.
Well, one of the worlds that felons were transported to was Australia.
Imagine! I could go and see Mum and Dad.
Just come over here, dear. Come here. Look at the water there. Under the bridge. Can you see? Can you see how it glows? Do you know what my mother used to say to me? Look around you and enjoy what you see. Be self-sufficient, dear.
But at my age, I have to find out things. Like that story you told me once about little Harry Joyce.
Harry Joyce, the miller's boy. He became a bank manager in Parkstone. He was a great naturalist. He knew every bird, fish and fowl here upon the River Stour.
But what was he like? Did he play right here on the riverbank?
Well, yes, dear, he did live here for a little while. Oh, but dear, look, I'm so busy. I must finish my speech for the WI, dear. Would you please go and play? Off you go, dear, and, take care by the water. Bye-bye, dear. Oh, dear me. Now, where was I? Right. The mill was substantially rebuilt in 1776. Henry Banks. Records show how tenant John Joyce agreed to pay £20 rent a year from reconstruction 1776. The mill occupied by the Joyce family until 1906. The last miller, T. Joyce, died. His children loved to peer over the banisters at night to overhear their father singing ballads to musical friends.
I want to be transported!
Rose? Rose! Rose!
Never listen to me, you're always on and on! Oh, Mary White, you burnt God, you don't know nothing about his blood yourself all day. You, your crester with your crest, it's all goodness me, get out, Mary. Will you bring me near? It's not that. And this black thing, what's that? You've not got much of a memory here, have you? My goodness me, how can you be so rude? Rose you all the way where? Rose you all the way here. That's how you thank me for it then, right? Well, I got... Oh! Look, I got all that. You and all that. Oh, silly fault, ain't it? Getting in my way, you are. You. Those stir people. They're always going on. Always whittering on. They listen to no one. And those shopping folk think they're better than the rest of the world, don't they? Always poking around in that river. You like picking watercress. Whoa. I don't know, picking watercress and looking for that last spell. You can't have any of this, Mary White. I don't even... I've never been so insulted. I doubt you could even tell a water rat from another. Don't go on like that. I will so if I wish. You better not. I will. You better not.
Do you remember that time we stepped off the boat into a swan's egg? What a mess!
And a stench! I remember. I couldn't clean it off, so I had to bury my boot in the earth.
Look over there. That's where the kingfishers live.
Oh,
and that's where we chased the stoat out over the meadow.
Welcome back. Welcome back, my old friends. Oh, Mary. And Cressida. No. And young Master Harry Joyce. I wondered if the moment would ever come to bring us all back. Did you have a good journey? Enough to eat and drink? No storms or tempests? No shipwrecks? Oh, well, once we've got our land legs back, we can begin our game.
What a treat to be home again. You look just the same, Nora.
And so do you, Master Harry.
Smell that bread. Is it for us?
Oh, wait and see, dear boy. All will be revealed. Oh, but Harry, who is this?
I'm surprised you don't remember me, Nora. How often you used to say, Harry, I can just imagine what you'd be like when you grow up and how I'd love to be there to see you.
And so in my heart, I knew I would. I knew you would come. There's some things round here that I don't quite recognise. And other things which are too much the same. Oh, you are again. Enough of that. We've got work to do.
Work? I've been thinking all the way here that we were going to play our game with some new people.
And so we shall. But first, a quick count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dear, oh dear. Oh, very dear. Not quite enough people for our very important game. And where, oh where, shall we find some more players? I do believe 6 and 7 are over here.
And there is 8 hiding in the nettles. Who are you and where have you come from?
Roundabout, my dears. My name is Cressida Rivers, long-standing resident of Sturminster Marshall, and plucker and purveyor of the finest watercress on the River Stour. And this is Master Joyce and Mr. Joyce.
And this is...
Mary White at your service. Reddle woman,
and resident of the ancient village of Shapwick.
Excuse me, please. But if you're from the Wimborne Historical Society, you really are. You're booked in for next weekend. And I really did not expect you to come dressed in costume.
Oh, welcome. Number 8.
8. The number of paradise regained. After 7 days of fasting, the 8th day shall bring renewal. And so, we can begin.
Has it taken you 7 days to get here?
Oh, Rose. Are you a climbing rose? A wild rose? A rambler? Which is you?
What are you expecting us to begin?
I'm not sure about this. If you excuse me, I'm just going to go and phone head office.
What's for tea, Nora?
Oh, I baked the Lucky Charm breads.
Goody, goody, my favourite.
How else to play the game?
That's right, Nora. How else indeed?
So then, dear friends of White Mill, old and new, it's a beautiful day and time to play. Grist to the mill!
How do we play?
First, 8, make a circle.
A wheel, a stone, a roundabout.
Of the square into the circle.
Of the past into the now. Of the now into the then. Eyes closed, mind. No peeking. Music. Make of our game just what you will, but let these 3 go through the mill. When they've seen the daily grind, I wonder what else they'll find. The grain goes up and the flour comes down, and so the world goes round and round. 3 steps to the left and 3 to the right. Dance, dance with all your might. Now all us ancients go out of sight.
No? Where have they all gone?
Into the mill, I bet.
Oh, come on, Rose Daisy. You wanted an adventure, and now we're going to have one. Come along, dear. This way, what are you waiting for? Friend. Come on. This way. Oh, exciting. Come on, Daisy.
Come on, come on.
Let the children go first.
Make up a game, what you will. But let you see go through the mill. When they see the daily grind, I wonder what else they'll find. The rain goes up, the town goes down. With all your might. Make of a game what you will. Let it see go through the mill. When they see the daily grind, I wonder what else they'll find. The rain goes up, the flower comes down, and so the world goes round and round and round. Make of a game what you will, but let me see go
like some bread, sir?
Are you ordering or
You can have some if you want it. Somebody would like some bread? Help yourself. It's all freshly baked at the mill.
Twice as good as gold, and 20 times as mellow. Good-tempered triumph in his face, and in his heart he found a place for all the erring human race, and every wretched fellow. When he had Brenish wine to drink, it made him very sad to think that some at junket or at jig must be content with body. He wished all men as rich as he, and he was rich as rich can be. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody. Now that's the kind of thing for me. He wished all men as rich as he. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody. Lord Chancellors were cheap as sprats, and bishops in their shovel hats were plentiful as tabby cats, in point of fact too many. Ambassadors dropped off like hay, prime ministers and such as they grew, like asparagus in May, and dukes were 3 a penny. On every side field marshals gleamed, small beer were lords lieutenant deemed, with admirals the ocean teemed, all round his wide dominions. With admirals all round his wide dominions. And party leaders you might meet in 2s and 3s in every street, maintaining with no little heat their various opinions. Now that's a sight you could not beat, 2 party leaders in each street, maintaining with no little heat their various opinions. That king, although no one denies his heart was of abnormal size, yet he'd have acted otherwise if he had been acuter. The end is easily foretold when every blessed thing you hold is made of silver or of gold. You long for simple pewter, when you have nothing else to wear but cloth of gold and satins rare. For cloth of gold you cease to care. Up goes the price of shoddy, of shoddy. Up goes the price of shoddy. In short, whoever you may be, to this conclusion you'll agree. When everyone is somebody, then no one's anybody. Now that's as plain can be. We wish all men as free as he. When everyone is somebody, then no one's anybody.
Now then, my friends, who's going to be first to pick a piece of bread?
Rose, I do think you're the youngest, dear.
I thought Harry was here.
You are the visitor. You shall choose first.
Oh my gosh, it's a crab.
Oh, the crab. Cressida Cresswell, you will tell the first tale.
Just hang on 2 ticks, please, Cressida, because there's a few more people still not quite through.
They
the
are
mill.
taking their time, aren't they? Come on then, you lot.
They've been busy watching the daily grind.
Let's see what else they'll find then if they come down here.
Could the front ones sit down a bit so the people at the back can see? Thank you very much.
Just wait a minute then. You don't want to miss this story. It's a good one.
Here then. Are you yet?
Want to Everyone here? Cressida, your story.
That's right, and a good it'll be and all. Have no fear. So, friends, my story is a very sad story. And I've asked my good friends from Sturminster Marshall to come and help me tell it. So come on, all of you, come on.
Sturminster
Marshall! Sturminster
No, I said it was a sad story.
Oh!
Thank you very much. Well, this very sad story, friends, is about these especially clever folk of Shapwick, or Shapwick as some like to pronounce it. One dark and stormy night, when the moon was a ghost lying low in the sky, a handsome young fishmonger was rattling along in his cart, headed for market. Now, this handsome young fishmonger's cart was full to bursting with a fine harvest from the sea. Fresh, still flapping fish such as haddock and mackerel, not to mention sole. Maybe that was the place. And whiting. Not to mention the finest and biggest crabs and crustaceans you ever clapped eyes on. Well, on and on and on and on and on and on that cart rattled through the wind and the rain, which whipped at the handsome young fishmonger's a little bit weather-beaten face. Whipped at his face until he could take it no more.
Oh, what a wretched and forlorn night is this! It's the moon to keep me company on this lonely road. I drench your bones a stony cold, and I'm sick to death of the skittering and scuttling of those sea creatures behind me. Hi there, I spy some trees, shelter from the tempest of ports. A little respite, that's all I need. Is that too much to ask? No. Is that too much to ask? No. And perhaps a little tot or something just to keep out the fierce chill.
True to character.
And so, with a mighty yank on his reins, that handsome young fishmonger steered his cart to a new course, so causing one of his finest crabs to go skittering and sliding and slipping right over the edge of the basket in which it was captive, and over the edge of the cart to land splat in the middle of a watery Shapwick lane. Well, it just so happened that that handsome young fishmonger was not the only one to be wetting his whistle that night. Close by, the upright villagers of Shapwick were just stumbling out of their local hostelry near Stone's Row up the lane. Did I say upright? Oh well. Well,
Let's go down the ankle, come on.
they had not staggered more than a few yards up the lane when they spotted something shiny and strange, weaving its way slowly, unstoppably towards them. Look! What can it be?
Dunno.
Ain't seen nothing like it. Stay back, stay back. It's the devil himself. Run
Run for your lives! It's the devil himself! Run for your lives! Over here!
Those brave Shapwick villagers, stone cold sober and upright as they were now, decided they needed some expert advice. So they went to find the oldest and wisest expert of them all. A gnarled and grizzled shepherd by the name of Obadiah, who was to be found as usual in his well-appointed mansion, which to you and I took the form of a creaky old wheelbarrow.
Obadiah! Obadiah!
What do you mean by waking me up in the middle of the night? It's the devil himself.
It's terrible! It's frightening!
It's a monstrous apparition! You must wake up!
You must come!
Oh, very well then. Take me to see this parishioner.
No apparition, you silly old... Stop with the anchor on the way, shall we? Here we go.
And off they hurried as fast as their ale-laden legs would carry them to where the sea creature was still skittering about in the lane.
Ah. Well, taking all things into consideration, all those legs, and that vast quantity of pink body, and the thickness of his armour, weighing up the pros and the cons, the ups and the downs, and going round and round the Mulberry Bush, I can with great assurance say, yes,
Obadiah!
it is a land monster.
Land monster! I told you it was! I said it was!
Take me home at once.
See him all!
Oh, get him,
A little bit more slowly.
Pop in the anchor again, shall we?
So, off the good people of Shapik did start to stagger and stumble. But, at that very same moment, who should we meet again but the handsome young fishmonger from Poole, who was feeling very much relieved after a little tot and a nice little slumber beneath the trees. He'd heard the kerfuffle and the commotion, and he'd noticed that his finest crab had gone missing.
Here, what's going on here then?
Take care, stranger!
Why?
The devil has come to Shapik. He's taken the form of a little land monster.
He's come to terrorise our village!
Keep well back, stranger.
A land monster? Where?
There! Don't go too close, mister. There's no telling what it might do.
A land monster, say the inhabitants of Shapik. Land monster, let's have a little look, shall we? Ooh. This ain't no land monster, you Shapik ninnies. This is a fine, fresh crab. I caught this morning at Poole Harbour. I'll be selling to one of you tomorrow at Blandford Market.
That can't be true!
Ain't you Shapik folk never seen a crab before? Well, don't let take the ship's biscuits. I don't know. Just wait till I tell all the folks round about you Shapik folk. About the Shapik monster. Mind you, it's a goodly size.
What a gaggle of gurgaloos!
And so ends my story, friends. Just a little little tale about those very clever and intelligent folk from Shapwick and how they learned just a little bit more about sea life one rainy night from a handsome young fishmonger. Tell they haven't changed much since then. And probably never will. Thank you all for your hearing. And to finish this little tale off, we've brought some lovely little friends from Sturminster Marshall to help us sing this little ditty.
Was it the devil? Was it the devil? Or was it a little land monster? Was it the devil? Was it the devil? Or was it a little land monster? What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots. What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots. Na na, it's just a crab. Na na, it's just a crab. Was it the devil? Was it the devil? Or was it a little lamb monster? Was it the devil? Was it the devil? Was it the little lamb monster? What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle. Was it the devil? Was it the little lamb monster? What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of little lamb monster. What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of just a crab. What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of just a crab. Was it the devil? Was it the devil? Or was it a little lamb monster? Was it the devil? Was it the devil? Or was it a little lamb monster? What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots. What a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots, what a gaggle of galoots. Na na, it's just a crab. Na na, it's just a crab.
Sturminster Marshall!
Thank you, Cressida. Right then, who's going to pick the next bread?
Daisy, I think it's your turn now.
A mill?
Oh, the mill. So it's the miller's tale next then. Or at least his son Harry's. You've heard the miller singing, haven't you? Lovely voice. Listen, I can hear him now. Turn around. Turn around and sing.
I'd like to sit down in the front. I'd like to sit down.
So, dear guests, it's time for my story. My early memories of White Mill. I suppose my story must start with my father singing. It took him to every village and town within a 10-mile radius. For several years, I I do not think there was a single concert within reach of horse conveyance of which he did not assist. And how carefully he would rehearse inside the mill. And while he practiced, we children would sit and listen as we peered through the banisters.
How fascinating. You know,
What, Gran?
well, I do think that I've... Oh, no, I'm just being very silly.
Oh, go on, Gran.
I do believe I've heard that voice before, singing, here in the house. It does get very lonely here sometimes, but I'm just being a very silly old woman.
No, I've heard it too.
Really?
Oh, I wish I had.
You have, my dear. You have. You were, just then. How awfully rude, Mr. Joyce. We've interrupted your story.
My dear lady, do not concern yourself. But I wonder which part of my early childhood here these young ladies would be most interested to hear about.
When your nursemaid got you into trouble.
Daisy, how did you know about that?
Oh, Daisy used to play with little Harry Joyce when she was little.
Rose, you promised not to tell!
Well, no one else except Gran is listening here. But please carry on, Mr. Joyce. How did it happen?
Marbles.
Marbles?
I was playing marbles with my sisters, right here.
Did you take them, did you? Of course not. Anyway, we didn't need marbles. We can play with pebbles. Look, like this. Hey, let me have a go then. Just because you're a boy doesn't mean you're superior, you know. What does that mean? Oh, you're too young to understand.
Almost without our noticing, out came our nursemaid, Maria.
Oh, keep your pennies clean for 5 minutes at least. Just wash them.
As I recall, she was more than a little distracted by the farm boy Isaac.
Right, Nancy, I've got something to show you.
You get away from me, Isaac. I've got to be tending these children here. Like,
They're fine. See, they are.
suppose. The missus got awfully angry and has been talking to you again, though, so...
Don't keep fretting, Maria. Anyways, don't you want to see what I've got to show you?
Suppose. And what might that be then? What? Not one of those nasty creatures you keep finding in the flour sacks, are you?
No, I can do magic. You'll see if I can't. Okay, you take a stone, shove it up your nose. Pull out your ear.
Where did you learn a trick like that? Look at this, children. Come and see. Look, watch this. Look what Isaac can do. Sit down here. Come on. Sit down. Watch this.
You take a stone, shove it up your nose. Pull out your ear.
Isaac, can I have a go?
Go on then.
I bet you can't do it. I don't think you should, Harry. You've got a cold like this. Stuck up your runny nose. And it'll hurt. Well, I'm going to try anyway. You take a stone, you put it up your nose. Ow! 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 Mother, come quickly. Mother, I'm coming. This wouldn't have happened if we'd had our marbles.
Whatever is the matter?
Mother, Harry's got a stone stuck up his nose.
Oh, Lord alive!
You silly boy! Maria, don't just stand there like a lummox. Fetch me my buttonhook off the dresser, quick. The long-handled one with the very fine point. Whatever made you do such a foolish prank?
It was Isaac's trick. He and Maria should have mathematica stendra head and
Now he's got it stuck up his nose.
That Maria?
Mrs. Joyce, I've got it.
Not that, Maria. That's what Mr. Joyce uses for his sacks. The buttonhook girl on the dresser. Hurry! This is dangerous nonsense, children. Games with any risk of danger are not to be tolerated. Do you understand?
yes, Mama.
And Isaac, as for you, I shall be speaking to your father about this. Now be off with you.
Miss Joyce.
Right then.
Oh, there, Master Harry, soon be over.
Ow!
Now come along inside, all of you. You're going straight to your bedroom. And Nora, no cosseting, Harry, now.
Oh, no, Mum.
Come on, Harry. Maria.
Puss and I. Harry, Puss and I'll bring you up a nice piece of bread and jam.
Were you always good after that, Mr. Joyce?
Bless me, child, no. I was always getting into trouble for one thing and another, and it was only the threat of Tommy Ticklemouse that would reduce me to a reasonable state of mind.
What's that?
Ah, a little stick of hazel. My father kept it in view behind a small watercolour painting of the mill. But I survived. Nora here, she was always my salvation, always so kind, much kinder than we deserved, I believe.
Oh, nothing a little bit of bread and jam wouldn't put right. Hey, Master Harry?
But I'm sure we must have been a sore trial to you, Nora.
No.
Oh, I remember. Do forgive me, but I remember he were a bit out of order when I first met him. When I came a-calling one day.
Yes, indeed. I remember it well. I noticed first, forgive me, dear lady, your rather unusual apparel, and the winnie basket hanging from your shoulders from a piece of string.
Who's that?
My sisters asked, and I, to my shame, replied,
Just mouth tramp.
And a few minutes later, your father sent me with a message for you to come to the bakehouse.
and there was my father standing next to Cressida.
And your dear father, he said,
What did you say this woman was?
I said, turning crimson.
Well, she is not an old tramp. She's an honest watercress seller and a friend of mine. Now, you must tell her you're sorry for what you said and make sure you never be rude to her again. Go on.
Very, very, very sorry.
Now run along inside. Be a good boy.
Have a nice bit of work. Make sure you take a big bunch that's fresh today. Maybe not.
I'll never forget this lesson, that an honest woman, whatever her state of life, is worthy of respect.
well said, Master Harry, well said. Now then, it's your turn to pick the next bread.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, well. Mary! Mary, it's your turn. It's the bell, Mary. Mary?
My turn, is it? At long last. Thought we was going to hear another yarn from that Cressida. Miller's best friend. Cressida the Stirrer.
Mary, no need for that.
Well, I was his friend once, you know. Many's a time we'd go singing together across the bridge, up on the bridge. Like skylarks we was. Do you want to hear one of my ditties? From here to now, the bells do sing.
Look, Mary, perhaps just get to the story.
Well, all right then. You've all heard from our friend Cressida about the stupidity of the people of Shapwick, where my folk do hail from. Well, I shall now tell you a story about those people from Sturminster Marshall. Then you'll really know who's strong in the arm and thick in the head.
Get on with it, Mary.
Oh, bells to you! Right, follow me over there, for that's where my tail do lie, up by the bridge. Follow my bell. Shh, listen hard. Over there, ringing out softly. Can you hear it? Beneath the water. Can you hear what the bell's saying? The clapper in the hollow of the bell. Once it was saying, there was a beautiful bell in Knowlton Church, about 3 miles due east from here. The bell was coveted so much by people, especially those from Sturminster Marshall. They coveted it so much that it excited their stupidity and ignited their stupidity even. And so, one cold winter's night, they gathered together to make a cunning plan.
Now, we'll take it to the coast and we'll cross the channel and we'll sell it for a fortune!
We'll need horses and a good strong cart. We need a miller's cart.
Good idea.
Yeah. Oh, no. You're not gonna like it.
He's not going to know.
Then what about our footprints in the snow?
They'll lead us to the courthouse if we're not cunning.
Let's make some false horseshoes.
Yes. And perhaps turn them round the other way.
So, it looks like we're coming from where we're going.
Or we're going from where we're coming.
Come on, let's get on with it.
And so the stir-rats, You've had your turn, Cresta Water-rats Rivers. Now it's mine, so shut your damn gob!
Steady on, girl, steady on. Ladies, please do watch your language. Pardon les enfants.
What's that mean?
It's not in front of the children.
We don't mind.
We are from the 21st century, you know.
Can we just get on with it?
Yeah, I suppose you would like to hear the rest of the story.
Well, as long as you stow your gab.
Wow. We'll show 'em, Mary, in the story.
Well, all right. As I was saying, those stir-rats, they gathered all the tools that they could find.
Hammer.
20 nails.
Rope.
Poles!
Horse. And cart.
Ready?
Ready.
And they made their way in the bright moonlight over the iron-hard ground, across the lanes and the meadows, due east to Knowlton. And they stop before the ancient church within the rings.
Look, my dears. Knowlton Church. See how it stands, like a jewel inside its ancient circle.
Oh, use your imagination.
And see here, the bell, shining with frost and snow on this cold night, shining like a diamond. Now, all you've got to do is climb that bell tower.
Who do you think we are?
I can't climb.
Get on with it.
I don't like sound like that.
Come on,
Here on my
quickly.
shoulders. Careful now, careful. Oh, higher, higher.
Careful.
Oh,
I got it!
It's so shiny, innit?
Onto the cart now. 1, 2, 3.
Oh there, what's your game?
Cried a night voice in the Knowlton dark.
Thieves!
And more voices come up over the rings, hot on the tails of those stir rats, quick as a flash in the night.
Quick! Change the horseshoe! Keep the cart from its tracks!
And whip yours into life.
Ready?
And away they went with their hearts in their mouths, not a breath to speak. Until they reached Whitemill Bridge with their pursuers closing in.
Stop here! Off you go, Silver Boy! Now, we've got to ditch this bell.
Oh, after all that effort and all that danger.
Unless you want to be skinned alive.
We'll be back when the trails come cold. So heave it, Dapper John. Take the
Train!
1, 2, 3.
And they raced across the bridge, into their homes, into their cold beds. And shivering, they covered their heads with the thin blankets. And then they fell asleep into deep dreams of bells tolling. And then, in the very first light of day, even before the miller noticed his cart wasn't even where he left it, along comes the Knowlton gang, peering and poking in the river.
Something shiny there. Looks slippery and cold.
Probably one of those drowned water rats, those stir thieves.
I hear a ringing. A strange ringing. Whoa, you'll have a ringing in your ears if we don't get a move on with this rope.
Come on, Jack. Tie the rope round Sam. Tie it. Nice and tight. Oh. Now on Bill. Now on Ben.
Get away from me, I can't swim. And I'm not getting into that cold hell.
Here, Jack, you better go down. You better go down. You go down there and tie that rope round that bell on the top end.
Pull! Heave and 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 pull!
And over the ropes break.
All ropes! The rats rope! And the Knowlton gang rope! For years and years they break!
And the bell lies asleep in its new element, where it lies now still. A bell is a charm against the evil eye and should not be harmed. And still it breathes, and sometimes it stirs. As long as the local folks from round here do utter these immortal words, Knowlton Bell is stole and thrown into White Mill Hole. All the devils in hell could never pull up Knowlton Bell.
There's one more story to be told. The story of the beginning of the end.
Well, there's no more bread left, Master Harry.
But the baker of the story bread is here. You, Nora! Creator of feasts fit for kings. Soother of all manner of wounds and hurt feelings. And lover of cats.
Oh, my cats, my darlings, where are they? Where are the cats? Turn around, everyone. Come and see my
Dozen cats, and on wet days, half the tribe would be found seated around a kitchen fire.
The rats and mice that infested this old mill. There was a special room for the cats at the back there. We kept hundreds of them to keep down the rats and mice. But in the winter, the floods would rise. The river would come right up, and sometimes we'd be cut off from the world for several days.
It was during a particularly severe flood that we were awakened one night by the piteous mewling of Nora's precious cats.
Downstairs, it was a foot deep in water. What could I do? I hoisted up my petticoats and stepped out into the cold, muddy water. Oh,
It took Nora over an hour to rescue all those cats. And then she made up the fire for their further comfort before she managed to go upstairs to warm her legs for an hour before she then got up and started her daily duties.
bread to bake. But that flood was bad. And it was a flood, wasn't it, Mr. Joyce, that finished the old mill in the end?
Yes, indeed, it was.
And I believe it ceased to be a watermill in 1865.
Long before I was born, my father powered it with steam.
Oh, I wish I could remember dates like you, Gran. Then I could pass my history exam, just like that.
I've always loved history, Daisy dear. Love the thought of all those that have gone before, who have stepped on this soil, The dramas of kings, of queens, of knaves and millers.
And miller's sons.
And daughters.
And monstrous crabs creeping along lanes.
And sunken bells still tolling in the bottom of the river.
All grist to the mill.
All been here, seen the wheel turning. Rose up high to the top of the mill.
And come back down. Ground to flowery dust by the mill wheel of life. But still here, still here.
And Daisy and Rose, as long as we remember to imagine, then the stories will still be alive. In this old house, here, so very changed, but still here, still now, and still then, too.
Come, my dears, it's late. Time for some of us to say farewell. Go back one more time through the mill. Follow me.
Dropped some burning stone and thrown into a blood mill hole.
Yeah, we'll be lucky.